We begin today with the recipient, one of the recipients of the California Peace Prize. He works with youth to prevent violence over in the East Bay. He just won that award, the California Peace Prize, from the California Wellness Foundation. With me today is Kevin Grant. He is a Violence Prevention Network Coordinator for Measure Y, also known as Oakland Unite. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Tell us briefly about what you do. We have a video clip that y'all sent us, but what do you do that helps prevent violence between our youth in the East Bay?
Well, one of the things we're blessed to do and tasked to do is to break up the interruption of retaliation. Oakland's homicides are based across such a broad spectrum of spontaneity. Mostly, we don't have a real heavy group A and B presence, you know, dynamics of gangs, some, but not as heavy. The number one violence occurrence in our city is spontaneity. So we get a chance to get behind the only thing that is pretty much steady enough for us to be able to track it, which is the retaliation. When a young loved one is laid down in our streets, his crew, the loved ones he grew up with, are probably going to retaliate. We go in, find parties, both A and B, that are involved, try to get them together, and pretty successful. Sometimes if we're not, but the loved ones know us and respect us, and they'll tell us, like, he shot my sister. When I see him, I'm going to do what I got to do. But oftentimes we're able to interrupt that and do our violence interruption piece.
And how hard is it to lower the flame on that anger of those youth?
It's very difficult because they're, you know, we tell them garbage in, garbage out. And so today, the music, all of the youth are, you know, all of their influence is pretty much get it done. You know what I'm saying? And the violence is what they feel is the end all to get it done. And so it's sometimes, like I said, it's impossible. It's very difficult all the time. But what we find out also is that a lot of the young loved ones don't want it. They don't want this lifestyle, but they're catch as catch can. If they don't, then, you know, they're caught up in something. So their being first responders is in respond to, well, if I don't, he will.
Do you have the advantage that when you talk to these youth on the street, that they don't have the opportunity to say, you don't know what you're talking about?
Exactly.
You come from here. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I come from the streets of Oakland, grew up in the streets of Oakland, and was raised in the criminal justice system, juvenile hall, youth authority, federal prison. So I've been there, done that, made my bones inside the system and on the streets of Oakland, and very blessed to be respected on both sides, from the street side as well as coming home and helping. I came home from federal prison after serving a lengthy sentence in '89 and been doing this work since '92. And so I have a big credibility on both sides with our law enforcement people as well as the loved ones on the blocks.
You brought up law enforcement. Let me bring in the suggestion of bringing in Mr. Bratton as a consultant to the police department, paying him a lot of money to come in and solve the problems of Oakland. Your reaction first that he was brought in?
Well, my reaction is always, I have a cool relationship with Howard Jordan and his brass and, you know, the city of Oakland. And so my thing is I always stay in my lane and ask them to stay in their lane. So if they think it's a great thing, I'm thinking the money is, you know what I'm saying, he gonna eat good, but that's his thing, right? But I'm gonna have to trust the powers that be to do what they do, because we have a healthy relationship with OPD. If you interview our chief of police or any of his brass or any of the officers of Oakland Police, they'll say we have a working relationship with Kevin Grant. We send him in the neighborhoods and we don't ask for nothing in return, but it's the gangster's code. They do what they do and I stay out their business. We do what we do and they stay out ours. So whatever Jordan chooses to do, you know what I'm saying, in his squad, you know, I'm gonna have to stand back and believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
Why don't they give you the money? Because he don't know the streets of Oakland.
Right,
you do.
Right. And you know, that's always a question, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think we'll ever break even with the game. I remember a council member asked me, well, Kevin, what do you need? I said, your team, you know, there's never a waiting list to go to jail. But when I'm trying to put somebody in a program, it's full, it's closing, you know, the funding, it's a mismatch, you know, it's mismatched. So that's been, you know, and unfortunately you get used to functioning with that, but I don't think we'll ever be, they call it a relationship, you know, we're in a relationship, and it, you know, and I don't think it's, I know it's not one particular person's fault, but I think the top-down policy always feels that the helping side is, you know, just a gift. It's not a need, and I feel that it is, because $1 spent on prevention saves, I believe it's like $18, $19 spent on incarceration. So when government starts really putting their money where their mouth is, I think then they'll bring us up to some of the, you know, qualifying dollar amounts.
I don't think we'll get much argument from our viewers on that point. But I mean, it's a growing problem. The crime there is a growing problem. Give me your reaction when you found out that you were being awarded the California Peace Prize.
First, I received the call and I thought it was a joke. I was like, yeah, whatever. Who is this, right? So, and then when I found out it was authentic, it was I would say overwhelming. It was overwhelming. It was humbling, because I'm just like the type of person that like to stay in the dark. When I was a kid, I used to sneak out my house, my parents' house, and now I get paid to sneak out the house at nighttime, right? So I'm in the cover of darkness. I've always done, you know, I like the streets. I love the streets. I love the feel of the streets. I love the energy. I'm comfortable there. But to be recognized was like overwhelming to me, you know what I'm saying? Emotional, because, you know what I'm saying, I just, you know, I got to eat, but I prefer a hug from one of the loved ones. That's my reward, is when I go out there and somebody say, thank you, Kev, for helping me. Thank you, Kev, you know. That's my help, but I think it authenticates on the professional side of this work what we do, and it was very powerful, and I'll tell the viewers I shed a tear or two, but it was a tear of excitement and joy. It was cool.
Well, tell Mayor Kwan, appoint me. I'm the California Peace Prize winner. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Kevin
you,
Grant, recipient by the California Wellness Foundation of the California Peace Prize. Look at that. There's a web address for more information on the California Wellness Foundation. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the work that you're doing over on the East Bay. And up next, from Comunidad del Valle, the author of the song Suavecito. Stay with us.